Deal Castle was built on the orders of Henry VIII as an artillery fortress, as part of a chain of such forts to defend the Downs from the threat of invasion. It is shaped like a Tudor rose, being perfectly symmetrical. The castle is low-lying and comprises a keep, with 6 inner and outer bastions, one of which serves as a gatehouse. Over 200 cannon and gun ports were set within the walls, and the entire structure was completely surrounded by a very deep, wide moat. It had living quarters for a captain, 34 soldiers, a trumpeter, and a drummer. During the English Civil War, when a royalist rebellion had taken control of the 3 previously parliamentarian castles of the Downs, Colonel Rich was ordered to deal with the royalist forces. Rich arrived at Dover on the 5th of June 1648 and prevented the royalist attempt to take that castle, and then he moved his meagre force to Deal. It took almost a month to retake Walmer Castle before he moved on to Deal and Sandown castles. Even then, due to the small size of his forces, he was unable to surround both Sandown and Deal at the same time, and the 2 garrisons were able to send help to each other. He was also under bombardment from the royalist warships, which had arrived on the 15th of July. On the 23rd of August, an arrow was fired into Deal Castle, telling of Cromwell's victory at Preston. Most royalist hope was lost, and 2 days later Deal garrison surrendered. It was quickly followed by Sandown on the 5th of September. This finally ended the Kentish Royalist rebellion. Rich was made captain of Deal Castle, a position he held until 1653, and in which he spent around £500 on repairs. By the 1700s, Deal had declined in importance as a fortification, although it continued to be manned. It was again fortified during the Napoleonic Wars, but ceased to be garrisoned after the wars concluded, and was only used as the residence of the Captain of Deal, a title which, like the Lord Warden of the Cinque Ports, was now a status symbol rather than a military post. Many alterations were made during the 18th and 19th centuries to gentrify the captain's lodging. These were rebuilt at the beginning of the 19th century, only to be destroyed again in 1941 by German bombs. In 1945, the military history of Deal Castle had come to an end, and it became the official residence of the Captain of the Cinque Ports until 1951. It is now owned by English Heritage. The apparitions of soldiers, of an unspecified period, have been allegedly seen, especially in the areas of the bakery and the rounds. On the Deal Ghost Hunters website, Andy posted on April the 17th, 2007 that me and my friend saw a white figure at the stairs in the dungeons, and my friend heard chains in the dungeons. I must add that there are no dungeons in Deal, but he may be referring to the bakery at the lowest level, or perhaps even the rounds. On the World Reviewer site, an unnamed source reports a bright autumn afternoon spent at the castle, where upon descending into the rounds, they turned a corner in the dingy passageway and fell silent, one after the other. An intense cold had swamped me and then my companion immediately afterwards, since the passage was only wide enough for one walking crabwise. We guessed that perhaps the angle of the tunnel around the corner was better positioned to receive a blast of cold air from the sea, but there did not appear to be any wind present. In fact, rather the opposite. The air seemed unusually still. A moment later it seemed to pass, and we continued our conversation and headed back up to the gift shop. We both found items we wanted to buy, but when we looked for the receptionist, she was nowhere to be seen. We replaced the items, and as we walked towards the exit and stepped back onto the drawbridge, my friend hesitantly whispered, "You don't think it was a ghost, do you?" As I opened my mouth to say no, the ancient, heavy oak doors slammed shut right behind us, with immense force, causing the whole bridge to shake. We ran.
I have visited Deal Castle on many occasions. On the last, a couple of years ago, and while chatting to the custodians, I was told that not long before, at locking up time and just finishing walking around, they heard someone whistling in the rounds. On checking again, it was found that there was no one else there apart from them in the castle at the time. The rounds, the lowest tier of the castle, protecting the moat with handgun positions, are very dark, claustrophobic and atmospheric, and indeed I have felt presences down there on numerous occasions. Often there is what I describe as an intimidating presence, and on other occasions there have been localised cold spots and strange breezes that seemingly have nothing to do with the outside conditions. Other places that felt strange on my visits were not in the bakery as others have described, but the gatehouse, which has an undefined presence that lurks and watches. The tunnel leading down to the rounds also has a certain hostile feel about it. Perhaps it was just the darkness that one experiences as one descends into the rounds. Then again, perhaps not. My visits to this castle have also entailed the taking of EVP recordings, which have produced a lot of names and a variety of other information, some more useful than others. But that is the topic for another video.
Okay, let's go for a walkie around Deal Castle. Into the chapel. Anybody in here with me? George, just come say hello. Area that used to be a forge, as you can see, that's used to be where some bellows were. So do come and say hello if you can. This place that little defended positions. Down to the lower floor. That goes down to what was the sally port. Anybody in here with me? Big chance to say hello. My name's Chris. What's your name? Beautiful. Another one going down to the rounds. Anybody in here? Just speak up if you're around. Goes up to the top, down to the well. Long way down. And down to the sally port again. Nice little circle we've just done. Let's go down to the rounds. Shouldn't be too wet. Okay, let's go round the rounds. So, is there anyone down here with me? Do come and say your name. Come and walk around with me if you wish. That's the, you can see up there, that's the smoke hole to let the smoke go out from the guns firing through. Little murder holes going through it. So it's all defensible. So, stop here for a little while. So is there anyone around down here with me? Anybody want to come say hello? Oh, I heard that, something. Thank you. Can you tell me what your name is? Can you tell me who the king is? Tell me what the year is, please. No, my name's Chris. Can you tell me what yours is, please? So, PSB7, PSB11 box there. Quick little session. Can you tell me anything at all? It'll come through the box. Come speak in the box. No, I can hear some bits. Tell me anything at all? Just tell me no, if you can. It's all I need, and then I'll go. Okay, thank you very much indeed. Continue round. So I get the rounds. Getting the impression of a couple of boys running around, just keeping out sight of me. There's also a quite beefy chap with what looks like a pike or something like that, or a halberd. Got a beard. Almost looks like he's got a buff coat on. Not quite though. We can hear about the siege of Deal Castle again. And that's half the castle done. Let's go back up.